Only 91 are there. Okay, read the question. Read the question. Meanwhile, let's wait for others also. All batches, I think, got the link, no? It seems like so. Okay, now we'll do the switches. Initially, there's a charge in this capacitor. So initially, we have one of the capacitor charge, other is uncharged, then a cell is there. So let's, and Q naught equals 0. Q naught, let it be less than C naught E, the value. We'll assume that one. Let the value of Q naught be. We'll assume this situation. So a charged capacitor, another uncharged capacitor there. So the moment I close switch, what will happen to charge in the various capacitors? So here the charge, as Q naught is less than C, so the charge will be Q naught plus Q. And the charge here be Q. This Q I'll put red color. There's a charge which is going to be placed in the capacitor. So the capacitance of this is C naught. Let this be C. And a current I will flow like this, plus minus. There's a positive plate, there's a negative plate, and there's a EMF. So write down the loop equation, plus E minus IR minus Q naught plus Q by C naught minus Q by C equal to 0. So we want expression for current as a function of time. So what to do with Q naught? So I'll differentiate directly this equation. d by dt R into di by dt. Q naught is constant, no? Some fixed value. Q naught is some fixed value. So Q naught by C, Q naught will be a constant. So that was some initial charge given to it. So Q is what? Variable. This will be. So this will be minus 1 by let me expand this, no problem. Dq by dt minus 1 by C dq by dt, all set equal to 0. So EMF of cell will be constant, minus R di by dt. This will be Q naught is a constant, so this will be 1 by C naught into 0. dq by dt, so this will be 1 by C naught, 1 by C. dq by dt is what? I write I. Because what all this current is due to rate of flow of charge. Equal to 0, this one. So this will be R C naught C by C naught plus C di by dt is equal to I. Is equal to minus I, right? So di by I is equal to dt by C naught C by R C naught C. So negative sign. At t equals 0, we don't know that initial current. Let me call that as I naught. And at any time, let it be I. So this will become log of I by I naught minus t by this. Everything is say some, if you want, you can write lambda. Like earlier we proceeded. So this should be equal to, the final expression will be I equal to I naught e to power of minus t by lambda. This I naught is what we assumed it, no? So what should be that initial current? How to bring that one? So at t equals 0, you go for the equivalent circuit. So how to get that equivalent circuit at t equals 0? At t equals 0, that equivalent circuit is what we have to put it here. So at t equals 0, I'll draw the circuit. So where all capacitor, there's a resistor is there. So where all cell is there, let it be this EMF. And this capacitor was having initial charge, no? Replace that with an EMF, E naught. Small E naught, alright. And this capacitor was not having any charge, replace with a short circuit. So what you have to do, a capacitor, if it is having initial charge, replace with a cell with suitable polarity. A capacitor which is having a zero charge, replace that with a short circuit. I think this condition, if you remember, it's capacitor charged or uncharged, you can manage the problem very easily with this method. Look that initial current. Sir, why only you're picking up current in this direction? It all depends upon the value of Q naught. Q naught is greater than C naught E. Then the initial current I naught will flow in opposite. Then you put minus I naught. We are assuming that the initial current I naught will flow in the direction of the current at any time t. So therefore I'm writing plus I naught. So when it will be minus I naught, when the drop across capacitor is greater than EMF, so then in that case minus I naught you can put it. So how to calculate this I naught? So plus C plus C minus I naught R minus E naught equals 0. So what is I naught equal to? E minus E naught by R. So what is value of E naught? We don't know anything E naught. So E naught is what? Q naught by C naught. Substituting this, we'll get the I'll write this equation here only. I is equal to so like this we can manage if there is even any initial charge is present, no? One charged, uncharged also. This is a method you can apply it. So just only it's a method, nothing big. Till now they didn't ask anything like this in advance. Possibility of asking. So substitute now. The value of I will be so the I naught will be equal to E minus Q naught by C naught by R or E C naught minus Q naught Okay, I think the equation itself will tell you, no, if Q naught greater than EC naught, current will be in opposite direction. This value of I naught, you have to substitute here, you'll get expression for this one. So what is the current at any time? EC naught. What is lambda? Lambda is everything, this one. This expression for current at any time t. Once you know current, you can go for charge. Okay, I think this is very important. I just replaced no capacitor. Where cell has come, there is only one cell. So why you brought another cell? The initial charge in the capacitor will have that potential difference. So that will be like a EMF. Sir, why this capacitor short circuit? If the capacitor is having a zero charge, replace with short circuit. If capacitor is having an initial charge, replace with a cell, equivalent cell. With that, you should calculate the initial current. Now, I think the total, the description, what we had is this one.
Sir,
Yes, ma.
by C not, sir.
Which one? Which one by C naught? Ah, here, one C naught will be there, no? Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. So this will be our final equation. What he has asked for this. So you have to put. You have to analyze here. I'll solve 5, 6 problems. Not possible. You have to analyze all the possible cases here. Anything can be asked here. You try to see this yellow color. This one equivalent circuits of blue yellow colors. Huh? This is very important. Okay, let's come for. Here you have more than 2 loops. No? Then how to get a Q as a function of time. I think I gave some formulas for you. Like I gave another alternative method. No, what is the alternative method? We know the charge will increase exponentially. So find steady state charge and calculate the time constant, and directly you can write expression for charge. Or else, what you can do, you can come for loop equation. In the loop equation, you should be very particular about the distribution of current. So let the current flowing through capacitor be I1. Let the current be I1. Let the current here be I2. Let this be I3. This will be a fixed current. I'll write capital I3. Where current variable, I'll put small letters. So let the charge be Q minus Q. Polarity plus minus plus minus. Let's write loop equation plus V minus Q by C. What is the current that will flow here? It should be I1 plus I2, no? What all this current, it will branch like this. What all current I will branch I1, I2, I3. That here, the I1 plus I2 will combine, will become I1 plus I2. So V, I'm writing loop equation plus V minus Q by C. Here, I1 plus I2 into R1 equal to 0. So to solve this, what is the thing? Which current is responsible for the increment in charge across capacitor? It should be I1. Okay, this one, it should be I1. So therefore, shall I write I1 equal to dq by dt? Not I2 equal to dq by dt. The current in the capacitor branch is responsible for increment in charge. So then there's no problem. I1 I can write dq by dt. What to do with I2 is what we have to search. So I'll write one more loop equation plus V I2 R2, I1 I2 R1 equal to 0. So V is equal to V minus I1 R1. Substituting this, value of I2 you have to substitute in equation 1. Put 2 in 1, so then you'll get all the whole equations in terms of I1 and dq. Then integrating will get expression for charge. So this will be this. In fact, R1 equal to R2, R1 equal to R2 equal to R3 equal to R. No, so therefore V minus I1 R by 2R. It is substituting this I1 R minus I2 R equal to 0. So V minus Q by C. What is value of I2 R? Will be V minus I1 R ordered by 2. If you're not confident of this writing loop equations, so what is the alternative method? Find the steady state charge, find the time constant, and manage the problem. So this will be V by 2 minus Q by C, Q by C. This will be minus I1 R by 2 equal to 0. I1 equal to dq by dt. Now substitute this. Afterwards, I think it is similar to, you can manage this equation very comfortably. So any number of loops come, more than one loop comes, okay, the method is just only introducing the loop method. Or here branch current I applied. Or sir, instead of this, can I assume loop currents? Yes, you can assume it. Then write it, you'll get same answer. All these are different methods, that's all. So the final simplification, this will be equal to VC minus so this will integrate
Sir, RC by 2.
RC will come. Okay, dq equal to Vc by 2 minus q equal to dt by Rc by 2. T equal to 0. There is no initial charge. Integrating will get the required answer for charge at any time t.
VC by 2.
I'll make changes. So they should be equal to q equal to Vc by 2 1 minus e to power of minus 2t by Rc. This is the expression for charge in capacitor anytime. Or any other method, find out the time constant, find out the steady state charge. The steady state charge should be here. This is the steady state charge. And this is the time constant. Rc by 2 is time constant. But sir, 3 resistors are there. So you can't say no. Now you can't just say that, so this should be the R and C are parallel. So time constant will be determined by only this. Nothing to do. The time constant of circuit here, you have to look at the equation in the end equation. Or else, what is the alternative method? Replace this cell with short circuit. Make it EMF 0. Then this resistor R1 will be shorted. Then effective resistance as seen by this R1 R2 parallel. So R1 equal to R2. So R by 2. They may ask you only time constant. So there are two approaches are there. What is another approach? Other approach is where all cell is there, you have to make EMF 0. Then replace the cell with a, if any internal resistance are there, replace with internal resistance. Since there is no internal resistance, so I'm replacing with a short circuit. So this will be like this. Now you should be very alert in the problem. They may ask you only time constant. So you can't write this much of mathematics. Huh? You have to be very careful. You can't just, for that small problem, no, you can't just go like this here. So better use this one. So what is CAB? R1, R2. What is RAB? R1, R2 by R1 plus R2. And what is the time constant? RAB into C. And we know R1 equal to R2. Solve it, you'll get the required answer. So what is the EMF? It has become 0. If any internal resistance, bring that here. If any cell is having internal resistance, bring that internal resistance here. Okay, one loop, two loop, more than two loops. So the method will be same. No, this is some part of a circuit, not something. It's only a part of circuit. Is what we are showing is like this. So read the question. No. This is something rotation mechanics RC circuit. RC circuit is very important. You check the advanced papers. No, in one of the year they asked 3 questions on this, not 1, 2. Paper 1, paper 2. Both the papers all together we got 3 questions. Again the capacitor, again resistor application. So almost it came 5. 3 direct and 2 mixed concept. RC, RL, then LC. So solving different varieties of numericals are very important. All the possible cases, once you have to touch it. Okay, now we'll do one thing. So we'll give the name. This is A. There's a ground, no? So AG1, I'll call this ground as like this here. So 2 ampere and 80 microcoulomb charge is also there. So with this, can we calculate the potential AG? The capacitive time constant for the circuit is asking. So shall we write 80 microcoulomb into 2 ohm? Time constant of branch or time constant of circuit is being asked. Time constant of total circuit is asked here. So is there any role played by the 16 ohm and 5 ohm is what one has to analyze first. Will they play any role? Anybody? So time constant of circuit. So what shall I do here? No. After I'll close the switch. Then what is effective resistance as seen by capacitive terminals? But we don't know R. No, that is the problem here. So until we don't get the value of R, we can't get into the problem. So therefore here we'll proceed like this. This is R. After closing switch, there's a capacitor. and there is a current of 2 ampere. This is 2 ohm. Q minus Q. Now look at this capacitance. C, you write it, time being. We know that charge Q, 80 microcoulomb, capacitance 4 microfarad. So directly let me calculate the first potential AB, no? So I'll call still point A. This is G. This is G2. This G1. So can we calculate the potential difference VAG? So VA minus Q by C. The current will enter here, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. This will be the polarities. VA minus Q by C minus 2 into 2 or plus 2 into 2 minus VG equal to 0. So VAG is equal to Q by C minus 4. Q is how much? 80 microcoulomb. Capacitance 4. That micro will get cancelled out. 16 volt. So that VAG should be equal to VAG1. They're parallel. So therefore we know VAG1. So can we get expression for this current? Say I1. Able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'll continue. Some connectivity problem was there. Okay, this VAG1. So this should be equal to 16 ohms. So with this, I'll get the I1. So the value of I1 will be VAG1 by 16. 16 by 16. This is 1 ampere. So we know this is 2 ampere. I1 1 ampere. The remaining I2 will flow here. So therefore, the 2 ampere should be equal to I1 plus I2. So 2 equal to 1. What is value of I2? I2 should be equal to 1 ampere. So we got that currents. So after getting this current, I2, then we know potential VAG2. So VAG2, VAG2 should be equal to, or I'll write the equation, VA minus I2R minus phi I2 minus VG2 equals 0. So VAG2 is equal to I2R minus phi I2. So this should be equal to 16
Plus 5 I2, sir.
plus 5 this one. VAG2. So this should be also equal to, because they're all parallel, no? So 16. So this will be I2 value is 1. We know R plus this 5. So what is value of R equal to? 11 ohm. After getting this, how to get the time constant? What was the thing asked about the time constant? So what is the method of getting time constant here? So across the terminals AB, what mean effective resistance as seen by the capacitor. That's the best available method for us. Effective resistance as seen by capacitor terminal. So what you do is, like, we know the resistor R. We know the resistance R. Then this is, then here is the terminals I'll call AB, and this is 2 ohm. Little bit this is asked in different way, because usually we come across the cell compulsorily. Here the cell is not brought here. No. So what is effective capacitance, effective resistance as seen by it? This R and phi, they are in series, and that will be in parallel with 16 ohm, and that effective is in series with 2 ohm. Agreed? Because, or you do one thing, that earthing, if you find difficult, no, you make them common earthing. At least you make them common earthing, so a little bit easy for you. No manage the problem. R and phi in series, that effective is in, what is value of R? R is 11 ohm. 11 plus 5, 16. 16 parallel to 16, 8 ohm. 8 ohm in series with 2 ohm, 10 ohm. So what is RAB? 10 ohm. Shall I write directly? These two are in series. R plus 5, 11 plus 5, 16. 16 parallel. 8 ohm. 8 ohm in series with 2 ohm will be the RAB. I'll draw one more circuit. This will be. Sir, what to do with that earthing? Just the earthing is just to mean that they are connected to common point. 16 ohm, 16 ohm. Parallel 8 ohm, 8 ohm, parallel 8 ohm series with 2 ohm, so will be 10 ohm. So we got RAB 10 ohm. Then what is the time constant of circuit? RAB into C. 10 into 40 micro. Four, no, it is. So 40 micro seconds. So this will be our answer. Sometimes SL will not be there. Don't get confused. So you should not get confused here. So same the series parallel and the KVL. We'll go to the next one. Yeah. This is some very good condition are there. Read the question. A circuit shown. A circuit shown in figure is in steady state. Now the capacitor is suddenly filled with medium of dielectric constant K equal to 2. Find the current through all the branches just after filling the capacitor with dielectric slab. I suddenly fill it up. So you don't bother, sir, how you fill up suddenly. Let's not bother. about that conditions, how they'll do that one. Now what you have to do, you have to work out some problems of suddenly filling up, suddenly slab is removed. What situations will prevail in the circuit? So what is a dielectric slab? K equal to. So when you suddenly fill up, what happens? You get a capacitance will increase by 2 times. Is asking to get expression for current in terms of what are the known things E and R. So the initial conditions are like this. This is a resistance. So here is the slab which I'm going to put into the capacitor. R, 2R. What was initially any charge will be there in that capacitor, as there'll be some charge. Why it should have charge? It's connected to cell, no? And there's a dielectric slab. Keep it like this. So can we calculate that initial charge? Initially where the current will flow only through this branch, no? There won't be any current through the other band. There won't be there won't be current through this resistor 2R. Only the current will flow here because the capacitor is open circuit, steady state. At steady state we are discussing this one. So then what is the expression for I? I is equal to E by 2R. So right loop equation, calculate the potential drop. The drop across the capacitor should be the drop across this resistor. Or right loop equation plus Q naught by C minus 0 into 2R minus I into R equal to 0. Where I'm writing loop equation here in this form. Plus Q naught by C minus 0 into 2R minus IR equal to 0. So what is I? I is equal, IR will be E by 2. So Q naught equal to how much? CE by 2. Keep this value. Next, I am going to fill up. The moment I fill up, what will any changes one has to notice, or nothing will happen? Capacitor is steady state. So at steady state, because at steady state only I'm filling up. So there nothing will happen. Suddenly it is filled up, not gradually. Now what you can expect about capacitance? When you fill up a capacitor with a dielectric slab of K, if it fully filled up, then the capacitance will increase by K times, no? So therefore the capacitance here will become 2C. You have to be extra alert here. What do you mean by that sudden? Sudden, I'll underline in the question. Suddenly. What parameters of capacitor will change? So definitely the capacitance we know. Capacitance will increase by 2 times. Then what will happen to the charge? What will happen to charge? Suddenly charge cannot, suddenly don't write Q or some other thing. Suddenly if charge changes means what does it mean? Law of conservation of energy is violated. From where the charge has come? So therefore the charge will remain as it is. The charge will remain as it is. Due to sudden fill up of the capacitor by dielectric slab, charge will remain as it is. At that instant only, the moment you fill up, the charge will be Q naught only, that one. So look at the potential drop now. Is there any potential drop? Earlier it was steady state, no? So look at earlier, what was the potential? Potential was equal to how much? How much potential across the capacitor was? E by 2. Is it okay? What was earlier drop across capacitor? E by 2. Now what will be the drop across capacitor now? Will it be E by 2? And I'll write it here. So what was the drop here? V naught. So what is V naught? V naught equal to Q naught by C. So they should be E by 2. Now what will be the new drop? what will be the new drop? The new drop Q naught by 2C, no? By 2C, capacitance change. So Q naught is equal to how much? CE by 2. So E by 4. So any flow of charge will occur? Yes, it is. As long as if it is V naught, there won't be flow of charge. So V naught was E by 2. Now it has become E by 4 as there will be a flow of charge. So now is asking what will be the current in all the branches. So here I'll proceed like this. So I'll once with the loop one I'll show it. It'll be easy for you because every time we did branch, no. So let me do with one problem with the loop currents. So let's assume the polarity like this. Write down the equation, solve for it, and what to do with capacitor here. So the best way of working this problem is where all capacitor is there. So we know that what was the method? If the capacitor is having initial charge, what you should do? You should replace that with an equivalent cell for that instant only. For that instant only. So what is this? VC equal to E by 4. So I'll write only E by 4. So in place of capacitor, that cell has come. Now write down the equation. So it's a simple about a two loop problem. You know how to manage it. So where is the capacitor? The equivalent is what I'm showing with a cell. So what was our question asked? Our question was asked about just after filling the capacitor, find the current through all the branches just after filling the slab. The moment I fill up, then only I'm asking you all. So this will be polarity plus minus plus minus. So write down the equation. So this will be plus E minus I1R minus I1R. So E minus 2I1R I2R equal 0. One more loop equation on this side. E minus I1R with for the where capacitor. This is a actually capacitor. The equivalent cell is what I'm showing it. Plus E by 4 minus I2 into R minus I2R minus I1R equal to 0. So this E by 4 3I2R minus I1R equal to 0. Solving 1 and 2 will get expression for I1 I2. Once if I know I1 I2, then I'll get the current in all the branches. I1 I calculated, I got around 11 E by 20 R. I2 E by 10 R.
Minus will get, sir. I2 minus.
I2 negative sign. Huh? Okay, now you can see that. So this you did, shall I say, at that instant. So like a T equals 0, I should replace with the capacitor with a short circuit. Since it was having some charge, I replace with a cell. Are able to analyze? We are not doing anything very big. The same basic idea is what I'm continuing here. The moment I fill up the slab, that you can call that instant as T equals 0. At T equals 0, what I should do? I should replace capacitor with a equivalent circuit. No charge, short circuit. If any initial charge, should be replaced with a cell. Then continue the problem. Same thing, sir. What to do with any instant of time t? How to do the same problem at any instant of time t? Okay, this is good. Like t equals 0. At any time t, I want the current. So what do you expect charge in capacitor? So you look at the potential. What are the, again, it will attain steady state, no? At steady state, what should be the drop across capacitor? Look at this one, E by 2. What is the drop here? E by 4. So what this cell will do, the cell and circuit, what the circuit will do, will again make the capacitor to attain this steady state only. So definitely what will happen to charge in the capacitor? No. after filling up, we'll try to increase, no? We'll try to increase further so that it should be equal to E by 2, again the drop. So you can write at any instant of time, you write Q naught plus Q, then write loop equation, then again solve it. Okay, go this one. So so now I can fill up a slab, I can fill up a capacitor suddenly, or I'll remove the slab suddenly. So charge on a capacitor cannot change suddenly. So therefore, what charge was there, you have to retain that. This idea is very important. The Q naught, what I shown, that is the concept. If you go wrong there, I think everything will go wrong. So when suddenly capacitor is filled up by a dielectric medium or suddenly removed, charge in capacitor at that instant remains same. With the time, again, it will change. I think you have to understand my what I'm speaking. You should have a clarity. I'm not saying charge in capacitor will not change. Due to that event, it will not change. What is the event? Filling up or removing the slab. Then after, with the time, the charge across capacitor will increase according to the circuit conditions. So I'll write down the data. With the time, charge across increases after filling up. This is so how do you can say that? Because of the, look at the direction of current I2 and look at the potentials. And this is very important. I can fill up or I can remove suddenly. No, come for some other problem I picked up. Find the steady state charge across capacitor with switch S open, with switch S closed. One earthing symbol is also there. You have to be careful. With the first case, switch S open. There's a 2 ohm. There's a 6 volt. Where all the current can flow. Capacitors, in place of capacitor will be open circuit. The current will take a path like this. Polarity plus minus, plus minus. So what is the current? Current will be I equal to 1 ampere. This is the current. So these are the capacitance C1, C2. What do you expect the charge in them? So when they're getting charged, what charge flows through this capacitor? The same charge will pass through here also. No? When getting charged, the charge will flow, a current will flow, and a current will flow. What current flows here? The same current is passing through this. So therefore, the charge in them will be Q. Steady state is asking. No? So therefore, Q minus Q, Q minus Q. So you can use potential divider formula or anything. It's left to you after this. So what is V1 equal to? 6 into C2 by C1 plus C2. C2 is how much? 4. 2 plus 4. So this will be 4 volt. So what is the charge equal to? Q is equal to C1 into V1. This is 2 into 4, 8 coulombs. This was the steady state charge across them. If I'll ask you find the potential at point A, find the potential at point B, find the potential at point C. What is the method? KVL. So apply KVL. VA minus Q by C1 minus Q by C2 minus 2 into I 0 equal to 0. Why 0 I should write? Because what is the potential of earth will be 0, no? Or you can do one thing simple, you can come like this, no? Another path. What is another path? You are saying VA minus 6 minus 0 equals 0. This is a path, no? Or you can choose another path. Cross checking whether you are right or wrong, you can cross check, find out potential using two different paths. Potential must be equal. If they are different, then something went wrong with the calculation or the assumptions. Similarly, you can calculate the potential VB, VC on. Okay, there's the first part when a switch, when first case, when switch is open. Okay, after closing switch. So what will the steady state charges across them?
Sir,
Ah,
sir, how did you get Q equal to 8 coulombs, sir?
C1 into V1.
Sir, the V1 is not 4 volt, no, sir, because the potential difference between
Wait. I think calculations went wrong. So it will be, it come 4, no?
AC is 4, no, sir.
C2 is how much? 4. C1 plus C2, 2 plus 4. Applied voltage is 6.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine.
Right.
Okay, we'll go for the second part of the problem. With switch closed here. I'll give the circuit. Nothing to do with earthing. See, like I'm just not bothered about the earthing. Just only to define that zero potential point. The switch is closed now.
Right. Sir, in the previous one, VAC is 4, but V1 is how it is formed.
What happened?
Both equations are not satisfying, sir.
Which equations?
Sir, here you wrote, no, sir, VA minus 6 minus 0 equal to 0 and VA minus Q by C1, that one.
There is no unknown, sir, there.
Sir, VAC is 4, sir.
VAC is 4, huh?
Yes, sir.
Substitute Q and substitute I.
So there is only current in the lower loop, so we can say
Nothing to do. I'm just writing loop equation. What is there in that one?
Sir, in the above thing, it's the equivalent capacitance is 4 by 3. In the loop, there is current 1 ohm.
Say,
1 ampere.
leave all, calculate VA by first equation, second. Will you get same answer or not?
No, sir.
Check it once.
Sir, in first equation, in the loop equation, you forgot to write. You forgot this, sir.
VA will be 6 volts, sir. Correct only.
VA will be, so if I write loop equation, VA equal VA minus Q by C1 minus Q by C2 minus I into 2 equal to 0. Finish over. I don't know what I forgot here.
VA is 6, but VC is 2.
Let it be, no problem.
So then VAC is equal to 4. Then 4C2 by C1 plus.
Oh, so sorry, the drop. Yeah, I got it. So the drop here, this V1 plus V2 drop, 6 volt will not come. Yeah. This will be 4. Yeah. The drop across this 2 ohm will be shared, not 6 volt. Because this drop is what? Will be shared by those two capacitors, no? Able to make it out? The drop across this 2 ohm will be shared by these two. Okay. 16 by 6 will be 8 by 3. So this will be 8 by 3. 16 by 3 coulombs. It should be this much. Now check it, it will match it. Huh? So some correction is needed here. It should be 4. Okay, fine now. The potential drop across this 2 ohm, 2 ohm will appear across these two capacitors. The two capacitors will share the drop across the of these two resistors in series. Because this drop will not appear across the capacitors, no? Yeah. Okay, thank you for correction. Now let's come for this. I'll close the switch now. Switch is closed here. This is 2 farad. In this case, now how we have to make it? So again, the at steady state is asking. So no current flows through the capacitors. Plus minus. This is the thing. So what is the expression for current I? Again, it will be value will be same. So I is equal to how much? Will be equal to 6 by 2 plus 2. 1 ampere. What should be the drop here? The 2 volt, no? This 2 volt will be shared by this. This 2 volt will be shared by this. So the charge across them will be different, no? Q1 minus Q1, Q2 minus Q2. So Q1 equal to C1 into 2. C1 is 2 into 2. This will be 4 into 2. 4 coulomb, 8 coulombs. They are not now in series. So you have to be very particular about like the switch when it comes closed, open, no? What will happen to the circuit? How the capacitors, will they series, parallel? Earlier they were in series. Now you can't say they are in series. The charge in them, the charge across them will be different. The drop across this 2 ohm, the drop across this resistor will be the drop across this capacitor. The drop across this resistor will be the drop across this capacitor. To cross verify, again the same method. You calculate the potentials. It should match. Whether you are right or wrong, you should check with your find out the potential at point A using 2 different paths. If you get same answer, it's correct. Otherwise, something went wrong. Okay, we are doing again the problem at t equal to infinity at steady state. That's why the capacitors like open circuit they are. This also at steady state. Just see once the second part also. Completed? No. I brought earlier there were 2 capacitors. No, now this will be 3 capacitors are there. I'll call this capacitor C1. At steady state only. Again, we are doing the problem at steady state. So what you have to check it like, if there's a 1 capacitor, okay, we can manage. If there are 2 capacitors, we'll search for series parallel something. So here we have something 3 capacitors. So we have to be alert how they are. If they are series, okay, one way of giving charges. If they're parallel, one way of giving charges. So even at steady state also, that idea of series parallel will come into picture. That's what this question is saying. 8 ohm, 13 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, C2 will give name C3. Or let this be C2, this be C3. How to find out the steady state charges here? Again, I'll go back to the basic concept. Charge of a isolated junction. Initially, there is no charge. Before switching on the circuit, there's no charge in the initial charge in the capacitor is 0. Then I'll switch on the circuit. Then charge at steady state. See, sir, initial charge they didn't mention. If initial charge is there, I'll mention. Otherwise, it is assumed that it will be 0. This is a convention you have to follow. Even you check the advanced papers, they use same thing. They didn't say anything about initial charge. So will you assume? No, nothing. 0 only. If they mention, you take that initial charge. If they don't mention, you have to assume initial charge to be 0. Initial charge in capacitors is 0. The cells are switched on. Now what happened? We are finding at steady state what will be the charge. Are they series parallel? No, we can't say anything. So what I do is I'll go for the distribution of charge. Q1, this will be Q2, let this be Q3. So according to conservation of charge principle, Q1 plus, earlier what was the charge at junction J? This was the junction J, no? So at J, charge should be conserved. So initially 0. Finally, how much it should be? Minus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. So therefore, Q1 equal to Q2 plus Q3. So one equation I got it. So what we have to do? We have to try for 2 more equations. Now what are the 2 more equations? Writing loop equation. So what we needed, just look at the points here. These are the points A, B and C. At steady state, how the circuit will behave. How the circuit will behave at steady state. So where all capacitor there, shall I put open circuit? That was the at steady state how the capacitor, where all capacitors are there we have to put open circuit. No? So at steady state, no charge will there. So I'll remove this capacitor itself. So here it will be like this. Will there be any current through the capacitor branches? No current will flow. C1. So no current will flow through here. So where the current will flow only through these 2 loops. So let's push the current. So let this be I1. So let this be I1. So let here current be I2. Here I1 plus I2. So give the polarity plus minus. After all, it's just writing loop equation. Nothing big is there. So only just you should develop this particular method. So writing loop equation. So 2 unknowns are there, I1 and I2. Writing 2 loop equations where I1, I2 are involved. Solving that will get I1, I2. Once you know I1, I2, then you can find out VAB. Then VAC, then VBC. Then Q1, Q2, Q3 are involved. So I'll proceed with the mathematical part. Okay, I'll directly come for the second part of the problems. In the second circuit, looking at that, I'll write the KVLs. So this should be equal to, yeah.
Sir, when are we supposed to replace the capacitor with Open circuit, and when are we supposed to replace it with a cell, sir?
So here at steady state, after a long time, and we are discussing problem after long term. In the first circuit, it's a steady state only. To make clear that at steady state no current flows, that's why I'm showing the second diagram. Both are at T equal to infinity. Both the circuits are T equal to infinity only. Both the circuits are at T equal to infinity. To make the have a clarity that no current flows through the capacitor branch, I'm showing open circuit. At steady state, capacitor open circuit. At T equals 0, capacitor short circuit. At any time T, it will have capacitance and charge. At steady state also, it will have charge. Okay, fine. So looking at this, right equation for KVL, you write it 24 plus 5i2 plus 2i2 minus 1 plus i2 plus 2i2 minus i1 equal to 0. Now, what is this path? We have traced it like this from here. Plus 24 plus 5i2 plus 2i2 minus 1 plus i2. Here current i2 will flow.
Sir, the
Okay,
current to
plus
8 ohm
i2.
resistor should be I1 plus I2, sir.
Which resistor? This one, huh?
8 ohm resistor, sir.
I1, oh, plus symbol. Huh? Okay, everything fine. Huh? All symbols, signs. Thank you. So plus minus 1 volt plus I2 minus, this will be plus 2I2 minus I1. I'm going from positive equal to 0. This is the one equation. So here 24, 5, 2, 7, 7, 10 I2. 24 minus 1, 23. So this is the equation 2. So one more equation is needed. So you can choose the smaller loop. Less elements are there. 24 minus 8 I1 plus I2 minus 13 I1 plus I2 minus I1 equal to 0. So 24, 13 plus 8, 21, 21, 22 I1. Check once the so solving 1, 2, 3 will get Q1. First, I think solving 2, 3 will get I1, I2. Is that one? After getting I1, I2, then we have to calculate VAB. How to calculate VAB? Writing loop equation again. Then we'll get Q1. I don't know. Somebody asked this question in the objective for 3 marks in the advanced, no, in last year. So in spite of that, we asked him. It's very lengthy. No, can you solve yourself by 3 minutes? No answer. It's like whether wrong or right, you tell me. We can't do anything that one. So this is what happens in not all, some questions. At least 25% of questions will be very lengthy. Nobody can solve within 3 minutes. And anybody solved, he must have done that, or he might have known the most of the steps or most of the answers he might have known, then he could have done that one. After this, what is the next part? VAB, we have to write it. VAB plus Q minus Q. Just only that steady state charge also, you have to take care about all the basic circuits what we did. That's the only purpose why I brought this problem. You can't just put things. You have to follow again the same basic charge distribution rules. So writing loop equation, VA Q1 by C1 minus this is Q3. VA minus, this will be Q3 by C3 minus VC equal to 0. VAC, how to calculate VAC after getting I1, I2? Again, we have to calculate VAC. How to calculate VAB? Symbol VAB. I'll make it small so that everything will be visible for you. Now try to see this. So first, after getting I1, I2, what you should do, you have to calculate VAB. How to calculate VAB? Again, writing KVL. Writing KVL. Again, write KVL, you'll get VAC. Then VBC. After that, again, looking at the first circuit, calculate VAB. So what about VBC? VBC, you can use this method. VB minus plus Q3 by C3 minus Q2 by C2 minus VC equals 0. I'll just write the equation. Later on, you can solve it. If you time permits, you solve it or just leave it. It doesn't matter. Okay, how to calculate VAB, VB? So again, writing KVL from A to B. After getting I1, I2, write KVL from A to B. Okay, it's a very big story here. So just learn the method. Conservation of, even at steady state also, we should follow the conservation of charge principle.
Sir, in the third question, it is VC, sir. Euro.
Correct, no?
Last one, sir, blue color.
Blue color.
Last
VAC,
one, sir. It is minus VC.
VC. Okay, thank you. So one VAB, how to get it? VAB again, VAB, VBC, VAC are unknown. After getting I1, I2, you have to calculate VAC, VAB all. Now this again based on charge distribution, you have to be very careful about the steady state charge also. One capacitor, okay, very you will be in comfortable zone. Look at this circuit, no? Is asking to get the calculate charge on capacitor C1, C2 in steady state. The idea of the problem is, will you put how the charge distribution you are going to do. I'll solve this question here only again. What we have to take care here, the charge of a cell must be conserved, no? There's the idea involved in the problem. So we'll go for charge distribution like this. This capacitor, this cell will push a charge Q1. Then a part of charge will go here, a part will go here. And then again, you see that one. What all charge it has pushed, it should return back, no? So how that charge distribution has to be done? So what is the basic charge of a system must be conserved. So I'll proceed like this. Let the charge here be Q1 minus Q1. Let the charge here be Q2 minus Q2. Is it charge conserved? I say Q1 not equal to Q2. Is it charge conserved? You analyze it. This is actually very simple, the best problem where the students really, they have to bother about the, not just putting some, see what actually you do. Shall I tell you one thing? You are going to write Q1, Q2. Then, sir, at steady state, no charge will flow through the capacitors. Then what you do? You are going to find out the current in this cell through this loop, current in this loop. Then you'll find out the potential difference. then you will end up with this one. So something, the fundamental law got violated here. The charge cannot be Q1, Q2, it must be same. Charge must be conserved, no? What charge, suppose say E1 20, E1 is 5 volt, no? So here the charge will flow like this. Positive charge will enter here. Plus Q minus Q. And here from plus Q, plus Q, plus Q minus Q. Finish all. So charge got conserved, no? If you put Q1, Q2, charge will not be conserved. Check it. But what was the question? At steady state, no charge will flow through the capacitor. So where the current will be flowing only through this loop, no? Here. I1, 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 then I1. Then the current here, I2, I2, then this I2. Why no current in this capacitor C1? It's open circuit. Why no current in the capacitor C2? Open circuit. We are discussing at steady state again. Not at t equals 0 or at any time t. So can we calculate I2? It's quite very easy, no? I1 is equal to how much? There's a value of I1 and I2. So once you know I1, I2, can you calculate the drop BC? So if you know the drop BC, you can calculate the charge Q1. No current flows through it. Similarly, so we need potential difference VGF. Anyway, the charge will be same, no? So calculate now that particular drop here. So you can write loop equation here from plus E1, go round like this. So I'll write the loop equation. Plus E1 minus Q by C1 minus E3 minus of 0 into R3. You have to be very careful there. Plus, so minus I2 R2 plus C2 minus Q by C2 minus I1 R1 equal to 0. So you know I1, I2 all. Why this is 0? No current in that branch, no? No current in the branch BC because capacitor is there, open circuit. No current in the branch GF, capacitor open circuit. So we know all I1, I2 values. Solve it, you'll get the Q. So at steady state also, you should stick on to the basic law of conservation of charge principle. Where we are. Okay, fine. So try to. So that and I'm just stressing only one specific point that you should systematically apply things in the numericals. No. Now I'm troubling you with some big networks. 3 5 microfarad capacitor, something somebody scribbled here. I think my kid maybe. This is 3 5 microfarad capacitor. Meanwhile, read the question. So you have to find the charge on the capacitors. Now where the cell is connected across AB. Okay, meanwhile you think it, I'll finish off the diagram. The one resistor. So we have 8 ohm resistor is there. The 1 ohm I'm showing by red color. And this is 1 ohm. 8 ohm. Here 8 ohm. Next what we have 3 ohm. No? Try to see what best you can do this. It's a very simple. It's there in Pathfinder. Just simple question, not very tough. Huh? Just only the basic charge distribution. You have to be careful. Here capacitor. Here one capacitor. Here 3 ohm. One more capacitor here. I'll write 5 farad. Later on we can, if you want, or okay, we'll go for it. 5 micro. It's steady state. So what should be the capacitors? So they should be the, and where the cell is connected, 12 volt electromotive is connected across the the EMF of cell 12 volt. He's asking steady state charge across the capacitors. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's trace out the path. No need to read all. It's quite very simple. So current, let's assume, let's search the path. This is A and B. No, from A to B, we'll calculate the equiresistance path. So that equal branch currents we can introduce them. So 3 ohm, 8 ohm, 1 ohm. As I move from A to B, again, I'll go for one more path. 3 ohm, 8 ohm, then 1 ohm. You can see here again 3 ohm, 8 ohm, and 1 ohm. And it will see it'll encounter resistance. You see like a 3 ohm, 8 ohm. Here 1 ohm. Here open circuit, no current flows. Same thing here. 3 ohm, no current branches here. Open circuit 8 ohm. Again here say 1 ohm. Again no current branches. The similar condition arises here also. No, 3 ohm, open circuit, no current. Current flows through 8 ohm. Again open circuit, no current. So what all the current flows will be like this path. There's a one path. Look at another path. And look at the another path. So shall we call them as equiresistance path? A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's have like this. So path A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now look at the path A, G, F, B, A, E, D, B, A, C, H, B. All are equiresistance path, right? A, G, F, B, A, E, D, B, A, A, C, H, B are equiresistance path. So shall we branch out same current? Yes, I'm going to push the same current through them. the capacitor is open circuit, so current will not branch anywhere. So what are the current? 3I, the 3I current will end up. So calculate that. So 3 plus 8 plus 1 will be 12, 12 by 12, 1 ampere. I is equal to 1 ampere. So how much of current will flow through the cell will be 3 ampere. So what is I is equal to? 12 by 3 plus 8 plus 1 ampere. So now we know the current here. So we have to calculate the drop across capacitor, no? So take help of the polarities. Go for polarity. So polarity will be plus minus. Here plus minus. We are not sure, no, which plate will be at higher or lower potential. That depends upon VFE. I'll write the potential this one like this. KVL, I'll write it. VF minus Q by C capacitance plus 3I minus 3I minus 8I minus VF equal to 0. I'm writing KVL along the path FEAGF. So what is this? KVL for FEA. KVL for FEAGF. Oh, we want VF minus V, you know. Oh, okay, fine, no problem. We'll get expression for Q. Just wait. So we wanted only the drop, no? It should be FGAE. KVL. So I'll start with VF. VF plus 8I plus 3I minus 3I minus VE equal to 0. So VFE is equal to minus 8I or 8 volt. Then Q is equal to, so they show that VEF is at higher potential. E is at higher potential. So therefore, what is the charge? Q equal to C into VEF. Substitute this, we'll get the required answer. Capacitance is 5. 5 into 8, 40 microcoulombs. So sometimes the circuit may appear very big. So try to identify the equirescence path conditions. Will all capacitors will have same charge? That's the doubt. Again, what happened? You calculate VGH. So what is the conclusion now? What we got, it's like a VEF. If you want to conclude here, VEF will become equal to VGH will become equal to VCD. And that is equal to how much? 8 volt. If you want to cross check this. So all the capacitors will have same charge. If you get different, they'll be having different charge. It takes some time, so we'll take the next set of problems. Now this is from Pathfinder, where I'm bringing cells and capacitor here. 10 microfarad, 2 capacitors are there. It's telling calculate amount of heat dissipated in the resistor over a long time after all switches are closed simultaneously. Total heat generated in the circuit is asking. what is that heat generated across that 1 mega ohm resistor. It's all about again the basics here to bring out here. So we did this same problem in the capacitor, no, without that 1 mega ohm. Now that 1 mega ohm is brought it, then we are discussing the problem. 3 cells are there. Okay, I'll proceed like this. So there's a cell. So this is the EMF E2. Let me give some symbols. It will be there. There's the capacitance. Let me call C1, C2. We have to calculate that total E generated in the circuit. Okay, how to bring that? Read the question. So initially there are no charge in the capacitors. Initially, I'll just assume that there is no charge in the capacitors. Then I'll switch on the cell and all the switches are closed. Then after a long time, what is the heat generated in the circuit? There is the basic idea is what the question that is being asked here. What we have to bother here, we have to again take into the consideration the charge of a system must be conserved, no? The charge of a system must be conserved. So where the charge must be conserved. So what charge enters, what charge leaves one terminal of the cell, that much of charge what mean? Should what happen? Should enter the negative terminal. So here E3, I'll look at the E3. E3 is IS voltage. No? So from here, I'll assume that charge Q1 plus Q2, let it leave. So just as assumption, Q1 plus Q2. In that, Q2 charge, let it be here, minus Q2 plus Q1 minus Q1. This is only assumption what I'm doing. Sir, if you get negative Q1, I'll change the direction and that Q1 will come. And finally, so that Q2 and this will be Q1. Okay, we'll write loop equation. We'll solve for Q1 and Q2 after writing loop equation. After getting that loop equation, after getting that KVL, so using KVL, what happen? I'll get the value of Q1 and Q2. So I'll write down the set of equations here. Is it okay? Charge distribution fine. So look at this battery E3. It will push a charge Q1 plus Q2. So Q2, then Q1. Then what charge entered positive terminal Q1? The same charge should leave the negative terminal. And what charge left positive terminal of cell E3? That much of charge should enter Q1 plus Q2. So conservation of charge principle is what I obeyed it. So when you put same charge, the answer is no. So better if you get Q1 equal Q2, okay, well and good. But don't put QQ that one because we are not sure, no? So don't start the problem with assuming same charge in both the capacitors. I think this will be the wrong idea. Because if this resistor were not there, if this resistor and cell were not there as they are in series, because of this what happened, the charge need not be equal and we are not sure. So therefore I'm assuming different charges. Getting this one? Okay, write the loop equation now. So first we'll get into the loop equation. plus C1 plus Q1 C1 minus Q2 C2 minus E2 equal to 0. Okay, clear this? So there's a one equation. Then similarly, one more equation is needed. Plus C1 plus Q1 C1. And at steady state, what is the current to the resistor will be 0. Minus E3 will be 0. Or you can write here only. Yeah? So, or one more equation I'll write it. E2 plus Q2 C2 minus E3 equal to 0. Three loops are there, no? Three loop equation I'll write it. Of course, the unknowns are only Q1, Q2. Solving that, we'll get Q1 and Q2. I ended up like this. Q1 equal to 4.5 millicoulombs.
Q2 is 3.5.
3.5. Okay, after getting this, both I got positive. So definitely the charges will not be same. Are you getting this one? No. What about the heat generated? Work done by the cells. Initial energy in the circuit. Initial, there's no charge in the circuit. So initial plus work done by the cells. Final potential of circuit plus heat generated. There's a formula. Initial energy in the circuit 0. Work done by the cell. Q1 plus Q2 into E3 minus Q1 into E1 minus Q2 into E2. Why negative sign E1, E2? Positive charge enters positive terminal. Negative work. Positive work. Negative work. I'm just picked up a problem where two different capacitors are there. There's a method what we can manage here. So minus Q2 E2. This is plus energy in the circuit. Q1 square by 2C1. Q2 square by 2C2 plus H. Solve all this. You'll get expression for, okay, here equal to expression for heat generated. Answer will be 1.625 joule. Check the calculation. You'll get it.
Sir,
Yeah.
from here, the heat that we get is the net heat generated by the circuit. But is asking the heat dissipated along the resistor itself. Not like this might include the heat dissipated along the capacitor also.
I don't know what you are asking question.
I am telling that this is the net heat dissipated by the circuit, but is asking heat dissipated along the capacitor, along the resistor.
Why capacitor will dissipate?
Capacitor will also dissipate. We don't know, no, sir, it will dissipate or not.
Why you are killing the capacitor chapter? We are ending up actually, and you are killing the total capacitor, the storing element. It will not dissipate. It will store. It will store energy. It will not eat up the energy. Only the resistor, what happen, will eat up that energy. Means it will convert that electrical energy into heat permanently over. The capacitor not, you give energy, it will return back. So who will dissipate here? Only the resistor, no? The resistive, the resistor is what? The dissipative element. Of course, if the capacitor is having some conducting medium, if the dielectric slab is made up of conducting medium, if it's having some resistivity, it will dissipate it. But till now, I think I didn't introduce. Tomorrow, I'm going to discuss about that. Capacitors are ideal over. So circuit means here it's only R. The resistance of the circuit is what is bringing R, that one. So here what all heat generated will be across R only. Remaining all here, this wire is ideal. This wire is ideal. All the wires are ideal. Okay, fine. This
Yes,
is what this is what you should write. H across R. I think I made things very clear. Huh? Okay, now we'll take the...
Sir, how do we calculate the initial current in the circuit? Not related to the problem, but generally I'm asking, sir, for that problem.
With the two capacitor, there'll be a problem. Huh? with the two capacitors, again what happened, the differentiation will be very lengthy. Okay, no?
Initial heat, sir.
Wait.
Initial current.
We can't find two capacitors, very difficult. With one capacitor we can manage. Many unknowns things will come. We have to solve differential equation, everything. Initial only.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow I'll discuss few questions now. Okay. The EMF of cell varies with time as E equal to alpha t. Is connected in a RC circuit. As shown at t equals 0, switch S is closed. Find the current through capacitor at any time t. Look at the EMF of cell. It varies with the time. So now slowly you try to pick up problems where the EMF of cell varies with the time, the resistance varies with the time, the capacitance varies with the time. Then how that charging of capacitor still goes on. So let's take the circuit here. Why the resistance will vary with the time? Due to many factors, due to temperature, due to many other factors will be there, no? So as current flows, heat will be generated. Due to that heat itself, the resistance will increase. Already I've come across in the resistor chapter. Then the thermal expansion. There are many parameters are there which will lead to the variation of resistance. So there's one more, you can say like a troublesome for engineer again. So this is what strictly this is alpha t. So the current, let it be I plus minus Q minus Q. So writing loop equation, plus C minus IR minus Q by C 0. This current is responsible for growth of charge across capacitor. So therefore I equal to plus dq by dt. E is what? Kt. So what is the question that is asked? The question that is asked is to calculate the current through the circuit at any time. So shall we do one thing? First we'll find out the charge, then we'll differentiate it. So this K, where K is some constant, it is. So I can write it as dq by dt. Can you integrate this? Is it possible to integrate? We can integrate, but since you were not taught, for your syllabus it is not there. We can integrate this also, like a second, third order, all that one with constant coefficients, part like it's like a particular integral. Some method is there. We can integrate where we with some second order solving second, third order differential equation with constant coefficients. Nth order differential equation also we can solve it. I think in your syllabus it is confined only to first order. So therefore, to avoid this integration, what I do is rather than writing this mathematics, we don't know mathematics, how to better way say like a out of syllabus. But still we can solve. So I'll instead of going for like this now, I equal dq by dt, let me differentiate this. I'll differentiate this equation. This will become k differentiating with respect to time, k minus di by dt 1 by c dq by dt equal to 0. So what is dq by dt? So we can go for replacement now. K r di by dt I by c. I think this can be integrated. K minus I by c is equal to r di by dt. Kc minus I equal to rc di by dt. At t equals 0, current is 0. At any time, let it be current I. So this will become minus log of. So you must be very careful about any other possibilities. Definitely nobody will ask you where you don't know that mathematics. So you must search for any other alternative. So minus of log of, substituting upper and lower limit, I'll end up this one, minus T by RC. So the expression for I is equal to
Sir, on RHS it is plus T by RC only, sir.
yeah. So this should be 1 minus I by Kc e to power of minus T by RC. Okay, there's the equation for here also when the current will increase exponentially. What we had, the charging, the earlier circuit, what we had like the current will decrease exponentially, you know. So look at here now. The current in fact will increase exponentially with the time. Then when the current will be constant, when the current after a long time, so there's also one possible circuit. So now what happened, get ready for the different types of problems where the EMF of cell will be increasing, R will be increasing. So this was the required one. So directly you can differentiate, you solve for I instead of Q. No, sometimes the Q will not be very easy to mathematically. So solve for I, then you can go back to Q. Similarly, we have one more. Take this one, where I'm going to vary the only capacitor and resistor are there, where the resistance of this will vary with time. It's like a discharging one. The resistance of that will vary R naught plus alpha T. Now initially the capacitor is having a charge. This is having an initial charge Q naught. Okay, no, this is correct. I'll close the switch. Then the resistance is varying with the time. Find the current through the capacitor as a function of time. So the discharging, this is the process. So how the capacitor, it will behave like a cell. Q minus Q, this one. Initial charge was Q naught here. So the current I, let it flow. I think this much only what we can write equation. So write loop equation first. Q by C minus IR equal to 0. Plus Q by C minus IR equal to 0. Then after this, what is I is equal to? Minus dQ by dt. So dQ by Q equal to RC dt. dt by RC. Now after this, just take the limits properly now. So dQ is equal to Q. Initial charge Q naught at an instant of time. Let the Q be the charge on the capacitor equal to. Look at R. R is a constant. If it's constant, I would have kept outside. No. So this is R naught plus alpha T into C. So this will be log of Q by Q naught integral of C. I think C will bring outside 1 by C dt R naught plus alpha t 0 to t. So what we get, we'll get expression for charge. Then we'll differentiate, we'll get expression for the current. So log of Q by Q naught minus 1 by alpha C after substituting upper and lower limit, we'll get this much here. Look at like a current, shall we write minus dq by dt or plus dq by dt? The charge across capacitor will decrease, no? It should be negative only. So therefore, I is equal to after, I think, shall I retain this? Why I am writing negative sign? Capacitor is discharging, no? Look at the current, it will leave the positive plate of the capacitor. So the capacitor is in fact discharging. So therefore, I equal to minus dq by dt it came. Are you getting this sign? Oh, no, okay, we have to simplify. But our thing is what to get expression for current, no? This should be. So this can we rewrite in any other form? So Q by, so minus alpha, I'll send on to this one. So log of Q naught is equal to minus 1 by alpha C. So now cancel log on both sides, get expression for Q. Q naught into R naught plus alpha T by R naught. This you differentiate, you'll get expression for current. So now substitute in this here, differentiate, you'll get expression for the current. So like this, the resistance also can be variable. Now you have to be very specific about these application problems. If you look at the SUR or Singage, no. So only some state like this application oriented like R varying, E varying, C varies. Even the capacitance can vary with resistance. There are so many cases will be there. But everywhere what the applying of KVL, KCL, and the basic convention charge capacitor discharging minus dq by dt, capacitor charging plus dq by dt. Those ideas only will be writing it. Differentiate and you'll get the required answer. Any doubt you can clarify related to today's topic.